imagination. While the world today is in a desperate situation. Desperate situation. Stealing, burning, fighting, killing, nothing but corruption. It looks like mankind is on the eve of destruction. Oh, yes, it is. People, let me tell you that we got to learn to live with each other.
Love and understanding. Tuesday, October 29th, 2013. An attitude of gratitude. What you're thankful for, family. Take a moment and be thankful. First, giving honor to the creator of this universe and all that inhabits it, and to my mother, Shirley Hardy, the elder in my life, I greet you all in love and kindness. You are tuned into Health Talk Health Wise. What's your illusion? What's your reality? Conscious Healthcare Talk with Dr. K and friends on the airways of Inner Light Radio, the healing frequency. Our focus is with the 3 C's in life: choices, chances, and changes. You must make a choice to take a chance or your life will never change. You are listening to a live broadcast. You can email your questions or comments to innerlightradio@yahoo.com. innerlightradio@yahoo.com. You can call in with your positive conversation to share. 310-928-7733. That's 310-928-7733. We ask that you mute your phone. You are entering a live chat room, and we will announce you to join the conversation by your telephone number or your Skype name. I'm Dr. Karen Davis-Foulks. They call me Dr. K. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you to our new listeners, and thank you to our regular listeners. Thank you for tuning into this show. For on this show, we honor all who have and all that will emancipate from medical mental slavery. My message is health is all about consciousness, and healing is a function of consciousness. So on this show, we invite you, family, community, and friends to take out pen and paper. You might just want to relearn, rethink, and rewrite your very own personal healthcare prescription plan. So what prescription will you create for your healing journey? You see, we are sharing the natural laws and principles for health and life. So we ask the question, who's out there that's ready to get on board our friendship train? We want to thank everybody for coming on board the friendship train. You see, we are taking a Harriet Tubman's ride. And family, community, and friends, you know there is no greater ride. For on this train ride, it is all about self-healing and self-help. Health education for longevity and peace. You don't need a ticket. We invite you to come on board. And so we welcome you. We welcome you to the wellness checkpoint. Now it's time to check the pulse of your thoughts. My regular friends that join me in the chat room are Wanda Whitaker, anchored in Spirit, Pacifica, California. Rachel Pope with Let's Talk Wisdom, Blessings for Empire. She is located in Waldorf, Maryland. And once again, I'm Dr. Karen Davis-Foulks from Washington, D.C. Joining us in the chat room tonight is Denise J. Hart. She is a transformational speaker and momentum expert. And she will be joining us in the chat room tonight to share. But right now, we'd like to have you just sit back and take a deep, deep, deep breath. And listen here as we take this universal love ride about cellular ecology and the new paradigm, informational healthcare. For on this show, we talk about the quantum effect. We like for you to just take a moment to make a conscious self-health care moves. That's mental observation view is essential for your success. So again, we want to thank you for tuning in to Health Talk Health Wise this evening. What I'm going to do is share for a few moments with Rachel in the chat room. Wanda should be joining us shortly in the show later. And again, our special guest this evening is Denise J. Hart, transformational speaker and momentum expert. She is the CEO of Momentum Institute for Women. And through her soul message company, Mindset Mojo, she inspires us all. So I'm going to talk to Rachel for a few moments. Then we'll take a commercial break. And then we'll come back and share with our guest, Miss Hart. So, Rachel, how you doing today?
I am grinning from ear to ear, girl. I am so tickled pink inside to know that we have this special guest on tonight because it fit right into the equation so perfectly. Because this weekend, well, during the past week, I was helping my cousin to heal, and then left from that had a women empowerment group to attend, and it was one of my girlfriend's first event. It was really nice, Kay. I was like, oh yeah, I have to have Dr. Kay here because she was featuring women that had the power and what they were doing in the community, and just great women in the midst. And we had an herbalist there, and her name was Charlene Haman, and she was awesome. And then to hear the group that I belong to, SOAD, they have powerful women there, and I listened to their radio show. They gave us a plug, Dr. K, on their show about tonight.
And so we just did for them as well. That's what it's all about. We're working together, right. Family. That's right.
And then to hear this about our guest tonight, I went and did a little research on her, and I was like, wow, oh my God, look at this and how things had combined together as one. And today, you remember Denise? You remember Denise, the tall lady that we
yes.
I had to call her because it was in my spirit to call about her fashion design. And when you going to get that roller? I'm just encouraging her. And I said, I have a group of women you need to talk to because they need to learn how to dress, and you need to pick the stuff out for them. She said, girl, I'm so happy you called me. And I talk about your event, November the 9th. And she was like, what you need me to do? I said, well, I'll talk to her.
That's good. We all got to work together. So, yes, it is definitely going to be a powerful show this evening because we all need some momentum.
Yes.
Thank you for doing your research, Rachel. I know you got some questions for Sister Denise when she comes on the line. And so, I'm really excited, too, because, this weekend, what did I do this week? I've done so many things this week. But one of the things I do remember is that I spoke again at Ujima Shule, Baba Zulu's independent school in Washington, D.C. He had his annual health fair. And in that health fair, we talked and we shared. And I shared with people how I have, and Professor Hart is going to talk about her Reinventing Sexy Tour for 2014. And so I was sharing with the audience how I have reinvented myself and my radio show from what I've been doing for the past 12 years, Health Talk, Health Wise. And then coming to Inner Light Radio, I shift and added in What's Your Illusion, What's Your Reality, Conscious Healthcare Talk with Dr. K, because it's about individuals looking at what they're displaying and ask themselves, what is your illusion? What is your reality if you don't really see what you want? And so I've been doing this for so long until I'm truly ready to really be my authentic self and just say it from the heart. So we're changing the show to Heart, Healthy Living with Dr. K because I'm coming real. I'm coming straight from my heart. I've been giving you this information. And so now I'm just going to tell you my journey because one of the questions that I always get is, how do you do it? How do you get there? How do you reach these steps? And these are some of the things that Denise, Professor Hart, is going to address with us on a radio show. How do you reach a dynamic level that you're trying to reach for yourself in your life? So we're going to take a commercial break, and we're going to come back, and maybe Wanda will be able to join us if she's able to get on the line this afternoon. So we'll take that commercial break and come back and talk to Professor Hart.
Yes.
Is it time for a new approach to your health care? Are you ready to leave the dark ages of disease care management and pharmaceuticals? If your answer is yes, get ready to relearn, rethink, and rewrite your personal healthcare prescription plan with Dr. K. She is a certified lenthologist and Nest healthcare provider, sharing the new science of information as medicine and cellular ecology. Did you know that the field of epigenetics states that you are more than just your genes, and those genes do not control your biology? Yes, that's correct. Schedule a Skype, phone, or office visit with Dr. K and get on board the friendship train to healthcare freedom. 202-248-7749. That's 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, forselllife.com. The number 4, the words sell, CELLLIFE.com. Is it? Woo! And I tell you, every time Jamal plays his music, I just lose where I'm at and what I'm doing. I just get all in the movement and start moving because the cells just get happy and start dancing.
Yeah, it does, don't it?
Yeah. So you are listening to a live broadcast of Health Talk Health Wise. Thank you, family and community, for tuning in tonight and sharing with a friend to tune in to help them better help themselves on their healthcare journey. We do appreciate you sharing the information and the people that call us through the week. So our special guest tonight, joining us in the chat room, is Denise J. Hart, a native of Omaha. She has spent the last 25 years, she says, learning from mistakes and uses her experiences to help others as a momentum expert and transformational coach. One of her adventures is the Momentum Institute for Women, whose goals is to empower women with their efforts to transform their lives. Denise Hart not only graduated from Howard University at the age of 32, but became a tenured college professor. In 1999, she completed her MFA. A single mother, she put her don't quit attitude into play when she faced enormous amounts of debt and mounting bills. She took on two part-time jobs and started performing in the theater. But she hit a low point when she contemplated suicide, when she was repeatedly harassed because she couldn't pay her student loans. She decided she would do whatever it took to live debt-free. Living a cash-only existence in 1999, eventually both buying and selling her home and paying off $70,000 in student debts. Even a little battle with breast cancer didn't stop Denise Hart. Through her soul message company, Mindset Mojo, she inspires others. And this is one of the ways that I love Professor Hart. I love her mojo mindset inspirational quotes to inspire people. Denise J. Hart, transformational speaker, momentum expert, author, coach, and game changer. She is the CEO of the Momentum Institute for Women. Denise, Professor Hart, welcome to Health Talk Health Wise. Thank you for joining us in the chat room today.
Thank you so much, ladies. That was just such a warm greeting.
Ma'am, and you got another one also. Somebody writes, Dr. Hart is reinventing the sexy all right now.
Yeah, they must be hearing all about the upcoming Reinvention is Sexy tour, which is going to be taking place nationally in 3 cities around the country, and then in the Washington, D.C. metro area. It's going to be a fire good time.
Fire good time. That's what our soul needs.
We're going to put it on fire. Women are eager to really break out, to really set their vision on the course that they really want to be on. I was speaking to someone, a consultant, a client the other day, and she said she kind of started really thinking that, time is short. And I said, well, I hear people say time is short all the time, but what I always say is time is precious. And we ought to be treating it as such. That means, valuing it every single moment. So if you have a seed birthed in your heart, go ahead and nurture it and really, really bring that thing into fruition because it's all up to us.
That is so true, and time is most definitely precious. So, how are you living it, family? Are you being
Hello.
true to yourself? If you're not, it's time. It's all right. Nobody's going to like the change that you're making, but it's all right with you, so it's going to be all right with them. Most definitely. Most
No
definitely.
question.
Denise, I know that your mindset mojo for today, and when you wrote this song, what was you thinking about, and how do you assist people that come to you? It says you cannot attract the truth when you're busy living a lie.
Oh wow,
Yeah, that's
that's
powerful.
nothing.
You
That's nothing
cannot
but the
attract.
truth.
You can. I'm going to say that again. You cannot attract the truth when you are busy living a lie. And how would that show up in someone's life?
Wow. You know, people want things. People want the truth. I think you, me, everybody listening on the call, people want the truth. Nobody wants somebody, for example, in their life telling them lies every day. You know, we value the truth so greatly. We value it really above all other things. So if we are doing things that are out of integrity with the way we need to be living, with the relationships we ought to be having, with the foods we ought to be eating, the way we ought to be caring, if we're out of integrity in any of those ways, in my opinion, we're busy living a lie. And living a lie is like being crippled. You're like you have a really bad limp, so you can't walk straight. You can't move as quickly as you would like to. You can't move with ease and grace and flow. And so you might want a high value relationship, or you might want high value outcome from, the work you put into grooming and caring for your body. However, that's going to be very difficult if you're too busy living out of integrity. Does that make sense?
Makes a whole lot of sense because I have to tell you, Denise, growing up with my mother, there were three things in her household that was not going to be accepted, and it's a part of me right now. You cannot lie, you cannot cheat, and you cannot steal. And I
Yeah.
understood the value in those things because if you're vibrating to those low-level frequency, how can you possibly be your true self? You're too busy trying to keep those things afloat. And if you keep those things afloat, then you definitely cannot be your authentic true self. So,
Yes.
I'm glad that my mom instilled those things in me now. And maybe that's why I am, as you say, unapologetically, bodaciously talking about
Tell
healthcare the
it.
way that I do today. And it's simply because I have to be who I am and how I work with myself. And so in working with myself for me, I do not believe in diseases. I do not believe that my body can be a disease body. And so therefore that's the way I practice. And I'm so glad that science, as quote unquote science is proving that today through epigenetics and all that we do, that we are here through our perceptions of how we perceive life, that we are
Yes.
actually creating the vision that we see in the human self. And so therefore if I see some discord in my human body, I know that it starts with mine. And that's what I share in my practice. And so I know it's hard for most people to grasp, but they are creating this environment, but it's only because these frequencies are here and we're choosing to vibrate to them. And we know now that we can make a choice to make a chance to make a change.
You know what, Dr. K? I have a mindset mojo that says this: healing does not rely on a cure. Choose to heal today.
Healing does not rely on a cure.
It doesn't rely on a cure.
Right.
Because our common scientific approach, the tradition, we think we need a cure to heal, meaning I need to cure cancer, right? That's the language, right? They need to cure HIV. But to me, I'm in total agreement with you. That's very backwards. Healing doesn't require on a cure created by man.
Mm-hmm. That's most
in no way,
definitely
shape, or form.
No way,
Healing is a relationship. Well, I'm preaching to the choir.
No, we
right?
just share because, I
It's
know
that
Rachel.
energetic relationship. Absolutely.
Right, that makes it happens just like that.
Hmm.
It's most definitely that. And woo, Rach, I know you're trying to come in and say something. Go right ahead, because when you come in, you do bring in this echo with you, so we can hear you.
Oh,
So go right
I'm so
ahead.
sorry.
No, it's okay. But that lets me know that you want to come in. So go right ahead.
Yes, because I was listening to her mention the cure and what was something else? The quote that you mentioned, and I know that doing throughout her despair, and I know she won the battle of cancer. Now that I know she got that mojo going on, I was going to ask her what was her process of self care during that moment to cure that cellular malfunction called quote unquote cancer. What did you do for yourself to come up
Mm.
out of that?
Well,
Oh, okay.
I really had to go into an intense period of discussion, conversation, connection with the Creator. I did a lot of introspective thinking and really connecting, meditating, walks. I was always in nature. I always been a person who loved nature, but I was even more so. I really pulled around myself people who really thought positive and thought love being the healer, of all things. And I also looked at where I was out of integrity in my life.
Mm-hmm.
I looked at those areas and had to make challenging, difficult only because when we're out of integrity, we're doing something that feels easier, but it's not, it's not true to who we truly, who we are, how we ought to be showing up in the world. So I looked at those areas and decided I wasn't going to have anything in my life that wasn't really 100% in alignment. That meant what was I doing in my job? What kind of relationships was I having? I was out of alignment with my relationship with my father. I knew I needed to create healing in that relationship, so I set out on that, on that trajectory, and went through the process. And in the process of that, of course, I was healing myself.
Wow. Dr. K, you like that, don't you? That
Yeah,
power
because
of
it
the
because
will.
it speaks to what we share, and so since Professor Hart did share that, and so for our new listeners and listeners that have listened to us before that are here, and our regular listeners, that I want to remind our audience the reason why I look at the way I look at things, and how we all can is when we give a new definition or a new meaning to certain words to kind of like flow with where we are. The Webster definition of words mostly is to keep you in a state of low frequency vibration when you vibrate to them. So if you can shift your energy with them, then maybe you can shift your perspective. And so, like the definitions that I use for disease and the definition I use for health and healing comes from the revealing word, because in this information, it empowers you to know who you are. So if you want to reshape how you think about disease, here's a new definition for you. A disease, an inharmonious condition in mind and body brought about by error thinking. Ignorance causes all disease. It says, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. Organic disease has its origin in mind as truly as any other manifestation. It has become subconscious and needs the power of your higher thinking to reach and dissolve the error thoughts that cause the disease. So that sounds like to me that anything they're telling you is a disease, it's a belief system that you brought into. And so since you brought into it and you're thinking about it and you're giving it life, you must experience it in your life the way that you said it. And so why not understand that we as humans can create cellular malfunctions? They don't have to be diseases. They are rules and laws that governs how the body functions. And when we stay in balance with those laws, the body tends to operate at a more optimal level. And when we break those laws, the body begins to break down because it started in your thinking, and therefore
Yes.
it must manifest within your life. And so you see it shown. And so you can change the word disease to be cellular malfunctions, and that gives you the power back. So it sounded like to me, like Denise and most other people, they start having a mental observation view, which means they sat
Absolutely.
back and looked at their own thoughts. Is that what you did, Denise? That's where your
Absolutely.
cure came from?
100%. 100%. that became you mentioned the revealing word. That's Charles Fillmore. Revealing word. Absolutely. I have my copy sitting right here by my bedside table here. And absolutely. And so I just wanted to just take a look, because that friction, which is a reflection of error thinking, friction shows up in oh Lord Jesus, let me think of a simpler word, in a big way in other areas of your life. For example, the friction in my relationship with my father was huge. It was very large. So for me, it's impossible for that amount and quality of energy to not manifest in the body somewhere. It's just impossible, because I am carrying it around, and it is, like you said, the thoughts saturate my cells, and my thoughts, as I think, if my mind kind of goes over to back then, would go to my father, I would have that agitated energy, in my being, not just my thinking. And so, not everyone chooses to subscribe to that belief system, but I knew it to be true, and I knew how to go about correcting it. And I set out on that 100% committed. And so today, my father and I have the most loving, healing, power-filled relationship. It is absolutely, people can't even imagine that we ever had that kind of friction, because it is completely healed, whole, and complete.
Yes. And that's because it had to start in thought in your mind first. And so, the definition of health we use to assist you is, in the revealing word, it states, a state of being sound or hold in mind or body. Oneness with the Christ mind assures perfect health. Health is a normal condition of man, a condition true to the truth of his being. Health is from within and does not have to be manufactured in the without. And why? It's because it's not matter over mind. Everything that you see is matter through your 5 senses, the 2 eyes. That's matter. But when you work from the first eye, that soul eye, and knowing who you are, and knowing that the physical body can only be what you say it is, what you do for it, your lifestyle. And so therefore, if you think and know the truth is, I am healthy, you can correct your cellular malfunctions when you mistreat your body. And so when you have a discord with other people in your life, that discord starts in you. And when Denise went into herself, she erased the discord with her father. And I see the love y'all share through the Facebook interaction that y'all had.
Everybody comments about
he is your true champion.
He sure is. Woo,
it is wonderful to have that vibration. So come get happy.
Yes. No question about it. And so when I thought of doing, conceive, really it was gifted to me, the concept of the Reinvention is Sexy tour, where we would invite small groups of women, 20, no more than 20, to come in to have a conversation, to receive quality-filled training, so that whether they wanted to reinvent their lives personally, maybe they needed to really get on the forgiveness train wholeheartedly, or whether it be professionally, like you mentioned, reinventing your radio show and reinventing. We wanted to create an environment where women could come in, relax, like a kickback with your good girlfriends, kind of like what we're doing here on your show, and really dig in deep with it and track them all the way through 2014, because 2014 is the breakout year.
Oh, yes, it is. And that's wonderful. Is y'all going to actually track the people that come in to support.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, to make sure. You said self-responsibility, Denise. They came there. We're going to make sure.
Right. Look,
give them some momentum.
Anybody who's come up under me as a teacher, I taught at Howard for 15 years, they know that when you tell me, when you share with me that you have a goal and you want to achieve something, I am all the way with you. What they call it, ride or die. I am there. We're going to make that thing happen, because here's the thing. I love what you do, because you do it because you know it's not about you. It's about everybody else who needs to hear it from you.
Yes.
That's the beauty of it.
I
want more women to get that. It's not about you. It's about everybody who needs whatever you have. They need to hear it from you, receive it from you. And so you need to do it and create it like their life depends on it, not like yours.
Right. Reflection of each other. That is so true.
Yes.
I'm telling you. So when we come back, family, community, and friends, you are listening to Health Talk Health Wise. What's your illusion? What's your reality? Conscious Healthcare Talk with Dr. K and friends. We are chatting with Professor Denise J. Hart. She is the transformational expert, transformational speaker, and momentum expert, and she's sharing with us. And if you have any questions or comments that you want to share, we do invite you to call in. Our number is 310-928-7733, and you can also Skype in with us, enter_light_radio, and you can also Facebook Brother Jamal any questions or comments that you do have. Professor Hart is going to talk about the Reinvention Tour a little bit more. We're going to take a station break, and then we're going to come back and keep this train ride moving. Are you at your wit's end because there seems to be no solution to your healthcare problem? Is it okay for me to say to you that you can have peace of mind? Take back control of your health. Are you experiencing anxiety, arthritis, diabetes, cancer, fibromyalgia, high blood pressure, lupus, chronic fatigue syndrome, any fictitious disease? Whatever your symptoms or diagnoses are, there is a conscious solution to transform the cause of your pain, not treat symptoms or mask it. No prescription medication, no over-the-counter drugs, no organs removed are required. Take back control of your health by the renewing of your mind. You can create wellness today. Contact Dr. K, 202-248-7749. Visit us on the web, www.celllife.com. Yes, that is correct. Yes, I am a conscious self-healthcare educator and a nutra-energetic system healthcare provider. And what I work with is the human body field, and we say that's the master control system of the physical body. It's your true connection to who you are. And so it is high time, family and community, that unapologetically, bodaciously, we state who we are, the divine light being that we are. We are not the manifested body. That body is controlled by you. And let's step into the glory of knowing that. There's nothing spooky about it or fall out about it. It's time to get real and start living the truth of who you are and not give your power back to the government or anyone else, because you make the choices, you take the chances. So make the decision to know that you are responsible for how you function here on planet Earth. We have Professor Hart with us. She's joining us today to share with us. She is a transformational speaker and a momentum expert, and helping women live a bodacious, unstoppable life. You know, Denise, that is a powerful statement, to be unapologetically bodacious. But see, I'm loving it because I put it on Denise now. I say, Denise told me that I could be unapologetically bodacious woman and let you all know that I believe that you can reinvent the way you think about your health care today.
Yes. 1,000%, Dr. K. To be unapologetic, that means to stand firmly planted with kindness, actually kindness, love, and sincerity at the forefront of your unapologetic nature. It's not about an arrogant stance. It's about just wholeheartedly owning the absolute truth. Not shirking, not shape-shifting, not sort of, stepping back and, I'm sorry I had this posture. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I'm going to stand firm and whole.
I know.
Bodacious is just that quality of being bold and certain. See, we don't use the word certain enough. When I am bodacious, I am certain. So when you're speaking, you are speaking with certainty. That has a high vibration to it, right? Certainty. Yeah. People, they're compelled to that. They say, they're intrigued. Well, certainty is truth, another form of truth. It is being certain, being creative, being bold, having that quality to say, I'm here. I'm here. We say 360, flaws and all. Although
That's
there are
right.
no flaws in the
Never,
grand
yeah.
scheme of the Creator, we are all perfect. We are imperfect human beings, figuring out our way as we move through this life, spiritual beings in the human body. But so that unapologetically bodacious is another energy, because that's really what it is, that we are inviting women to step into 100% going into 2014. There are so many women that I've talked to, Dr. K, who have a dream. But they think that their dream will shake up the planet. It will shake up their family. And I say, well, you know what? Your dream has been given to you and gifted to you. It's your divine assignment, as I said earlier, because somebody out there needs it from you. And, it might even be the people in your own family. That was another thing that I had to do, was address what was I not doing within my own family circle that I thought I needed to do outside, and it made me feel like a hypocrite. That I was willing to address certain things outside of my inner family circle, but I was a coward to address them. And so once I stopped doing that and said, no, my God has said to me, my priority is to look within at least to make the offering.
Right.
And once I did that, all kinds of shifts. I mean, it went like a wildfire. But I want women to step into that kind of an energy and that kind of expression for themselves, because the beautiful payoff for that, Dr. K, is when it transforms intergenerational ideologies, that have been handed down, that have no value, no merit.
Yes. That's the full effect. That is the full effect. And, like you say, being unapologetically bodacious, and you're doing that in the true knowingness of who you are. There's no ego in this. There's no arrogance in this. There is no I. It's all about reconnecting to the oneness of who we all are and working together. And when you can see that divineness within yourself, family and community and friends, I am telling you, you will see and feel a major difference in your life when you can be true to yourself. Because, Denise, what I feel right now with most people, they know this, they feel this, they vibrate to this, and they resist themselves because it's so different than what the world's view is. With family, community, and friends, yes, it is time. The earth itself has made a grand shift. That's why you feel the way you feel, because you're not separate from nature. We must get over this illusion that man has built. We are nature. We are one with nature. We are more than its physical body. We are electrical light beings, and it's true. It's not spooky. It's not Star Trek, even though I use those tools to assist you with, because that's who you are. And it's time to accept that. And there's nothing far out about it. You can really be your true self when you accept who you are and that vibration that you have within yourself to do something different that doesn't match what we've been brought and told, that belief system that we brought into. The same way with disease. Nobody, people say, you have to believe in it. No, you do not have to believe in it, because it's been the norm for so long.
No, absolutely. I agree with you. When I was a kid, you spoke of energy and electromagnetic. This is before the cell phones and all. We used to wear watches, and the watches used to have a second hand. And when I would wear a watch, it would always stop. And my mother thought I was breaking the watch until someone told her that it was the high, I want to say, velocity of the electricity in my body that was making the watch stop.
And that is so true, because
and so I never wore a watch again.
That's the same thing with me. That's why this thing about time, what is time? Because I never could wear a watch. I could not be around anything. Matter of fact, when I was in college, when I went to school for computers, and that was my first love, I really thought I wasn't going to be able to do it, because I would walk into a room and I would shut all the computers down. And the guy was like, you just cannot you're not going to be able to work in the computer field. And I'm like, what do you mean? But, I'm kind of glad that I have this high energy vortex that we all have, because with this man-made frequency, you want to keep your human body feel strong. So we know it comes from within, and we all have it.
Yes.
We can keep our human body feel strong simply by the way that we are looking and thinking at things. One of the statements I like that comes from, I think it's Ernest Holmes. He says, what you think you attract, and what you imagine you become. So we're doing a
Yeah.
lot of thinking in the low level vibrations, and we bring in low level frequency to us. And all we have to do is just change that thinking. Like Reverend Ike said, fake it till you make it. Say all
Well,
the wonderful things.
unapologetically bodacious. I wanted something that just, it feels big. It feels like it's inviting you to step out of mediocrity. It even might make you feel a little vulnerable, like, ooh, can I really do that? Absolutely. And so when we're in our small group sessions for the Reinventing is Sexy events, we want women to reconnect. I call them the 4 R's. Reconnect, regenerate, restore, and realize your dreams. We all have that capacity, right, Dr. K?
I'm telling you. Rachel, how you feel about
Amen. Ashe, I got it going on over here. I, I said,
I was born not to fit in but to stand out, Miss Rachel Pope.
that's what I said, and I heard concern about being perfect, but I'm going to twist that around. Yes, I am perfect. I'm perfect for the path that was designed especially for me.
Yes, I love it.
Bodacious.
We're going to wear it out, Denise. Denise,
As we should.
Unapologetically Bodacious family and community. Go ahead and be long as it's in love and kindness and harmony and peace and balance. Because it's true. You cannot create for anyone else. Whatever you say and whatever you do is definitely for you. It will not work on anyone else but you. So you must remember that you cannot create for anyone else. So if you say anything that is unloving and unkind, you must experience it for yourself. I would not experience it if you sent it to me because I'm not buying into it and I did not say it with my own tone of I am. And so therefore it cannot have any effect on me. We can assist people's energy. We can send love and vibration remotely. We can set there and we can send you love and light. But if you don't want it, you won't receive it as high as you can. So therefore, remember, whenever you say anything, it's truly for yourself.
Ashe.
Y'all better talk that talk.
And
I mean, really.
Yeah. And so it's a lot of people that has to reinvent themselves, Denise, because the shutdown taught a lot of people a whole lot of things. Because it's not really a shutdown, it was a shut up to wake up. Understand?
It revealed. When I was young, back in the day, I remember my grandmother and them. They really used to say, we want you all to get good government jobs and all of that, because the fallacy was that there was some kind of great security, and that event, in my opinion, it was a good thing. Because it shook people up to the truth. You must be in charge. You must stop living, what's the word I want to say, numb to what's really possible for you.
Yeah. We must definitely.
Under the feet.
Yeah, it gave a lot of people a lot of insight. Not only that, everything that's going on. Because, I had my wake-up call. I was a part of the first Enron dispute with my savings and all of that. And I mean, Denise,
didn't know.
12 years ago, it took me a whole lot to understand about money and what you've saved all your life, and you out here living your independent life, doing your own business, and you think you got a nest egg, and you turn around and it's all gone. So I'm telling you, people, you don't learn to love yourself, to be with yourself, and know that the things a man do can really not affect you unless you buy into it. It's all about the biology of beliefs. And that's why I honor Bruce Lipton for putting his book out, for what he's doing, because it is allowing people to look at yourself, your belief system, not at the manifested situation that you're trying to correct, because it's not out there. It's within you and what you have brought into for so long. And even if you don't understand the conscious and subconscious and all of that, it's just all about being true to how you innately feel for yourself. Don't go against your own self. Don't go against your own grain. It is true to the soul of who you are. And then man can't touch that. As they say, you can't touch this.
I have a book coming out, Dr. K, in 2014. It's called The Joy of Truth.
Ooh, joy.
Yes, The Joy of Truth. Hmm.
The joy
And it's
of.
going to be, it's going to include many of the Mindset Mojo messages that I share on Facebook. It's going to share some of my truth-filled experiences, how I healed with my father and other things and other situations. It's a compilation to really invite people into when we live and indwell in the truth. That's where our real joy center resides. Anything beyond that, we're out of integrity.
Yes, and trying to live for the human understanding. And I often say that's that man-made mindset of human consciousness. When people come in when we get to talking and they say, well, I say, well, that sounds like a man-made mindset of human consciousness. Hey, Dr. K, what you talking about? I'm not working for no man-made mindset of human consciousness. You keep repeating to me what you was taught and educated with. You have not made it your own, so you are speaking from that. And when you make it your own, it would be so opposite of what they had. Same coin, but the opposite side, because now you know who's really in control. And that's the same way with the definition for healing from the revealing word. If you truly want a healing in your life, a healing is based on mental cleansing. When the mind is free from the error thoughts, harmony in the body is ensured. And that's why I say I don't need any health insurance because I have assurance within myself. So don't tell me that I have to get your insurance to be healthy. I do not. And so therefore, if you truly want a healing in your life, in any situation in your life, you must erase the error thought that's in mind, because family community, it is truly the mental equivalent. What you see in your life is because of you and no one else. And when you can own it and be authentic to yourself, then you are easily able to do what, Professor Hart? Reinvent yourself to the way that you want.
Tell that story and roll the credits.
Rachel got a question. Rachel got a question for you, Professor. I like that. That's that theater in you. That's why I'm gonna come to you to help me do this one woman show.
Oh yeah, I would love to.
That's right on.
Show Rachel never telling me I need to do it, everybody, because I'm supposed to be so funny, but I don't know how. But I say I'm
You
gonna go
are
to somebody
funny.
help me.
You are. She has a special gift, Dr. Hart. She does. But I do have a artistic question for you, and I know that you are into the arts, and I want you to explain to everybody out there pertaining to how does the art heal?
Wow. So the arts are really at this. Well, I'm gonna just say it plain and simple. The arts are about helping people to raise their vibration. It helps people to have a more intimate relationship with their own inner light, their insight, their ability to imagine, their ability to see, their ability to feel, connect, and create. And so as a result of that reciprocal process, the law of reciprocity in action, people come away from artistic encounters with a higher vibration. And they would be wise to, if they need to reconnect to someone, do it after you've been to a play. Do it after you've been to heard music that just opened you up. That's the time when we ought to actually be doing those kinds of things. When we want to experience a deeper healing, do it right after, or very shortly after you've had an artistic encounter that has moved you, that has opened you up, that has filled you with the beauty of vulnerability, which is our greatest source of power.
That's that word right there. That's what the arts is all about. It makes you vulnerable. It makes you vulnerable to yourself. And the healing arts is so much of who we are. And that's why oftentimes people want to vibrate away from it. But all the healing arts work. It's a part of who you are. It's what you use for health. It's what you use for happiness. It's what you use for healing. It's what you use just to be, because it's who you are. And it's high time that we stop doing it their way and start being who we are. This intelligent, light, energetic, wonderful, vibrational, creative. It doesn't matter what you've gone through, what you're going through, what you think you may go through. Professor Hart say it's time to reinvent yourself.
Yes.
No matter the age, no matter the situation, no
Oh,
matter what you think you're going through, it's only a thought. And you can do what? Take a chance to make a choice, to make a change, and create something different for yourself. That's what this show is all about. That's what life is all about. It is fun, family. Let's look at our challenges as gifts. That's what JC, Light Energy John Christopher, says, whom I truly love. That's my mentor here on earth besides my mother, even though he's not here. Come on, family and community. We can do this. We can get into our loving self, make it first, like Mahatma Gandhi said, be the change that you want to see. Let's keep it going. Let's keep on shaking this world up.
mm,
Go ahead, Kay. Tell
Let's
it.
keep shaking it up. Shake it up, shake it up, shake it up, because that's what the healing arts do. It makes you so happy that you can't think about anything else but to be happy. So why not just
yeah.
vibrate to it?
That is so true.
That is so
And it
true.
brings community together. It has a long history of
Yes.
healing, down to the shaman and everything. It goes that far back, you know.
Oh, yeah. Oh,
So.
yeah, absolutely.
I like the fact that Professor Hart, that y'all gonna be
I
working with a
mean,
small group of people. That's wonderful. It gives people that intimacy and
oh,
they can
yeah.
be vulnerable and they can be open and they can share, and that's
Yes.
what it's all about. Is
Mm-hmm.
truly being vulnerable. I had to open myself up to that vulnerability, and that's why my life shifted, because I allowed myself to go on and send it insight and talk to JC and put myself out there openly when I thought I had a near death experience, and he told me that I needed to knock myself out because I was going so much that I didn't fall out. It was something else. It was inward. He said I needed to slow myself down. How I did that to make that happen was I knocked myself out. And so it wasn't a near death experience. It was a wake up to who I was and what I needed. And so that was vulnerable going on that show, sharing that. And I'm glad because now I have a format, I have a process that can assist me with helping people to better help themselves. And remember, family community, for me, health is health education for longevity and peace. I'm not helping you. It's just help, information, so that you can better help yourself. And that's why we say as conscious self healthcare moves, mental observation view is essential for your success. It's time to step back your soul self and look at your human self, this holographic picture, and know that you're creating it, and how do you want to change it. Because it's not trying to shoot what you see out there that you're projecting, but it's to change the projector, and that's your thoughts. And that's what we're doing here. That's what all of us are doing. And so I'm loving it. Professor Hart, I'm sending people to join your group on Facebook. Reinventing is sexy. Send them to your website. Unapologetically Bodacious. Be just tearing that word up with fire.
I love it.
So would I.
I have a T-shirt. I have a rhinestone T-shirt that says "Unapologetically Bodacious," and people always say, "Oh my God, where'd you get that from?" Because they are attracted to the energy of, step up out there, own it.
It is truly the energy of life. It is truly the energy that we are living from. And so, people in community and family and friends, it's okay. It's okay to reinvent yourself, to be different, to do things different, to let go of some of the belief systems that they have put in place for so many decades that it seems like we cannot reach our youth to make them understand who they are, but we can. They are here with a more of a positive message about this free will and this free energy that we have, a oneness than we think. Because I love what JC says. It's not really what it looks like. It's really something different. And when you vibrate to your higher self, you will see what it really looks like. That's what we're doing here. Professor Hart?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. We have a question, and it's from Facebook. And it says, I'd like to hear the guests and panel's opinion about feminists and the decline of the nuclear African American African American family, the decline. Oh wow! I guess it's about how you see things, and to talk about this. And I really don't vibrate to all this kind of energy right here, because I don't see any decline in anything personally for myself. I keep things on some people may say on a unrealistic vibration, but I know that's what moves life, the true vibration. So a lot of times, what they say and see and say that we are experiencing, I don't vibrate to it. I don't. It's I just don't vibrate to that information. I give it no life, and so I know that we are great people. All human species are great people, and that's what I vibrate to. Professor Hart.
I think of things from perspective. So if someone feels that the only way possible for the continued growth and development of the race, if you will, is a nuclear construct, then there will be great disappointment. However, if you can release believing that's the only way, then what could be created is going to far exceed what I can even imagine.
That's
So I don't want to have a one-dimensional approach to what I think is possible. That's my response.
That's good. Thank you, Albert. We appreciate that very much. Thank you for your question. And again, you are tuned into Health Talk Health Wise. I am having a wonderful conversation with Rachel Pope. Let's talk wisdom, blessings flow, empire, Waldorf, Maryland. Our special guest joining us in the chat room this evening is Professor Denise J. Hart. She is the momentum expert and transformational speaker, and she is, a powerhouse of joy and light. And so we want everybody to vibrate to this joyness and happiness, and it's time for people to tune into themselves. And so we're coming up on an hour, but I got this voice in my head that's for some reason telling me to share this poem, and so I'm not going to ignore it because I normally don't. So I don't know what it's all about, but I'm just going to do it, and then we're going to come back. Professor Hart is going to give us all the information on how we can stay abreast of what's going on, how you can be a part of the Reinvention Tour. And so I'm going to share this poem with you because family community, it's time for us to tune into ourselves. You see, it's not about having 1580 AM or Magic 102.3 FM. It's about tuning into yourself. Remove yourself, get out of the way, stop the static, release your energies. I say tune into yourself. Challenge yourself, your greater self, to tune into Heaven 101. Just stop and be still. The power is within. I say tune into yourself. You see, I listen to rock, pop, jazz, and blues. I know the words and some lyrics too. But have I listened to self, that inner wealth, that invisible soul of my soul? You see, you've got to thank the power that be. You are always safe when you tune into yourself. Never any uncertainties. The frequencies are always clear. Tune into Heaven 101. Channel and control. Community, family, and friends. I say tune into yourself. You are eternal, infinite, and whole. You will go on forever, from expressions to expressions, from experiences to experiences. I say tune into yourself. Because you've got to thank the power that be. When you want to feel the beat, when you want to know the lyrics, you tune into the artist. To receive the right vibes, you tune into Donnie Simpson in the morning, Les Brown in the morning, Tom Joyner in the morning, whoever in the evening, and whoever's doing the lunchtime cafe. I tell you, it's time to tune into yourself. When you want the truth, when you want to hear the truth, it's time to tune into your conscious mind. Heaven 101. Tune into yourself, not others. Why? Because you got to thank the power that's be. And that power is you. Within you, all around you, and connecting each and every one of us to each other. It's time for oneness, one love, one heart, one family, one community. And so we are going to reinvent ourselves. Right, Professor Hart?
You better know this, darling. We are going to reinvent ourselves, our businesses, our families, our capacity to create transformative change within our own hearts. We know it begins within each individual, and then it spreads out from there. So I invite those women who are interested. I do work with some men, but really our reinvention tour is really for women for this time out. So brothers, don't feel left out. I will work with you individually. But I invite women to join me. You can get a free assessment, wonderful assessment to take you. It's a 10-day process. You get a question a day. You get time to write in your journal on what your reinvention plan should begin to shape up, what you should include in it. That's free. You can go right to my website, www.momentuminstituteforwomen.com. Get that right now. It's right there live on the page. And we'll be announcing the dates. We're only going to have 5 sessions, and remember, it will just be 20 women. So there'll be roughly about 100 women, and then I'll be traveling we did a contest, and so 3 cities won for the national tour: New York, Philly, and Kansas City. So I'll actually be traveling to those cities to do the tour. So I just want to thank all of the listeners for joining us this evening. And if you have any questions, I also do consultations, so that's available on my website too.
Okay, and they can connect with the Reinvention community on Facebook. And what's that?
Oh yes, they
page?
can join that group.
Mm-hmm.
We got a group going there. Almost 1,000 women in there, chatting and sharing and supporting and getting their reinvention mindset together. Really getting it ramped up. So they can search Reinvention is Sexy on Facebook, and the group will come up. It's a closed group, but you can request to join, and I'll absolutely have welcome new members in. The more, the merrier.
And closing, Miss Rachel Pope, what would you like to share with our guests and our audience?
I just like to say the power of thought, the power of the words will become the power of the action to reinvent yourself to be bodacious.
Woo woo. Woo woo. Woo woo. Family and community
reach me on
and
Facebook.
Yes. Thank you so much for tuning in to Health Talk. Next week, we're new. We're reinventing ourselves. Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Dr. K. I'm going to tell you how I'm doing it, how you can do it. It's straight talk from the heart. And we love you, and we truly thank you for being a blessing to each and every one of us by sharing the words that love is all there is, and we are one. And it's time to be that one community. Family, I'm telling you, it's time to let go of all the illusions of separation and know who you truly are, and that we all are connected. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Professor Hart, for joining us. We'd love to have you back as the tour gets underway and you start changing lives with individuals. And we want to hear and to be able to share their success stories right here on Heart to Heart Healthy Living with Dr. K. Greetings and love and kindness, family. This is Dr. K. Thank you so very much for tuning in to Health Talk Health-Wise. What's your illusion? What's your reality? Conscious Healthcare Talk with Dr. K and friends. Right here, every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, 4:30 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Look forward to seeing and hearing from you on next Tuesday. Become our friend on Facebook, Dr. Karen Davis-Foulks, and like our page, Emancipate Yourself from Medical Mental Slavery. Tune into our YouTube channel, K Davis F, and visit our website, www.celllife.com. We also invite you to tune into Frank Talk Real Talk with host Reverend Dorita Dixon every Monday at 7:30 p.m. And the Sage and Baby Boomer Show with host Ayo Handy Kendi. That's every Thursday at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And right back to Health Talk Health-Wise every Tuesday, 7:30 p.m.